Hello and welcome to another edition of Keep Calm and Diamond Paint. Tonight I've got something different. I'm doing a counted cross stitch. I did plan on showing you how to separate and kit up the threads, but I've lost the first part of video that I filmed, and with it lost that part. On opening a cross stitch kit, you'll find pre-cut lengths of thread, the fabric to cross stitch on, a chart showing you where the different stitches go and which colour those stitches are supposed to be. The chart kind of resembles a diamond painting canvas with symbols and sometimes a background colour, and obviously a needle. This kit came complete with detailed instructions and card to put the threads on to organise them out. To organise them, you identify using the chart which colours which in which bundle, separate one colour at a time, fold the length in half, stick the folded half through the hole in the card, and then stick the loose ends through the loop and pull, so you're locking the threads onto the card. Now I've sped this bit up because it takes some time to do, as I found out. I thought I'd be doing a quick video. It ended up being 3+ hours of filming. Like I said, I've lost an hour of that in transferring all the files to the computer. So this is the sped up part of me separating the threads and putting them onto the cards, writing on the colour code, the colour name and the symbol or symbols on the chart that relates to that colour. And I will see you when I'm ready for the next part.
shell, which is that one. And that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th hole. Light grip for green. I've got 2 light brown, 3 of that one, so that's the terracotta. There's 2 there, so that's the brass. There's 2 of this one, so that's the light brown. That's that one.
Right, so welcome back. That's all the threads onto the cards now. I don't think I've got enough room to lay them all out. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 colours. The 42nd is a metallic thread, a gold metallic thread, which just shimmers in the light. Now that is for the back stitch and the cording. Now each one of these colours, each strand is made up of 6 individual strands. Try and split one apart. And when you're doing the cross stitch, depending on what instructions are, so you see that it splits out into the strands. Depends on whether you're using 1, 2, 3, or in some cases even 4 strands. Now the next stage in getting started is to find the middle of material. The easiest way to do that is to fold in half there is a salvage edge on this. You fold it in half, you fold it in half again, get your needle, now I'm going to use, because this yarn's split, length of this yarn to mark out the centre. You put your pin in, you put your needle in at the centre and open your fabric back out. And that shows you where the centre is. I'm just going to very quickly using this little bit of waste yarn, cut across in the centre so I can see where I am starting when I go to do my first lot. Of stitches. Now another thing you'll need that doesn't come in the kit is a pair of scissors. These aren't the scissors I normally use. I just can't be bothered to get them out. My embroidery scissors out of my crocheting at the moment because they are hidden in the bottom of a cupboard. I'm going to need to get them out at some point. Right, so there's the centre of my canvas. I'll just tuck the pin in the bottom of the material so I don't lose it. Now you've got to put the material onto whatever type of frame you're using. I like the hoop. Just need to make sure you've undone it enough. Used to have a screwdriver in my cross stitching kit. I don't know what's happened to it. Literally just to do hoop up with, so I didn't have to try squeezing my fingers in. Once you get it so tight, you can let go without it pinging up. Just make sure it's on there properly. Now that is tight, you can look at the chart to find out what your first colour will be. To start, now what I'm going to do is no instructions I need on the back there. I'm going to cut the key off so I don't need to keep unfolding the chart. Find out how many strands I need, whether I need to blend two colours together. and what stitch I'm using. Cut that bit off. Don't really need to know why there's more than one symbol for some colours. Now you find the centre of your chart, and it's normally easy to spot because you'll have a thicker black line. You follow it in, and I can choose either a tick or an A. I always start to the right side of the centre, so I will be starting with the tick, which is 2 strands of yellow. You find the yellow, pull all the ends through one loop and pull that loop out, and that stops you having to take all of the colour off the card and putting it back on again. Now I'm doing 2 strands of the yellow, so because the individual strands in each length is twisted, if you untwist, it's easy to separate the individual strands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want 2 strands, so take 2 strands out, and the same way we separated the bundles, just pull the 2 strands free and put the remaining 4 strands back on the card. But I will put it, because I've already separated out some of the strands, I put it on the other side. And now to thread the needle. Now I always find it easier to thread the needle by wetting the end, and that way the strands are more likely to stick together while you're trying to thread the needle. There we go. Now with cross stitch, you never knot the thread to the back of the work. So to make the first stitch, which is 2 stitches below the centre, it's 2 stitches below, pull it almost all the way through and stop. You always work the stitches from the bottom left hand corner to the top right. Take that out now. And you work the entire row of the first leg of the stitch and then work back, work in the second row. So I'm jumping 2 stitches, 2, I'm going up there, and this time turn the canvas over and pull the loose end through the hoop of thread so you catch it on the back. Once you've caught it the first time, you can let go. You need to catch it a couple of more times to make sure it is secure. I constantly am going back to the chart to check that I've got my stitches in the right place. So I've completed the first half of the first row. So you work the first leg of the stitch. You always start in the same direction. So the crosses always lie with the top leg of the cross going in the same direction. So the work looks uniform. So I've always worked from the bottom left corner to the top right on the first leg, and then from the bottom right to the top left as I come along back along the work to complete the stitch. This is the most economical way of working each stitch, and it helps to ensure you have enough thread to complete the project. Now here I've gone along the row and I've left gaps for another colour. You have to be careful when leaving the gaps. Don't leave a gap more than 4 stitches. And try to avoid taking dark colours along the back of lighter colours, because sometimes it shows through. Don't jump threads across the back of the work of areas that are going to be left unworked, especially with the white or cream area, as the thread will show through when you frame your work. So I've now completed my first line of stitches. Every now and again, to make sure your threads aren't getting twisted, drop the needle and let it unwind naturally. And that also helps all the stitches lie nice and neatly. I'm going up one. I'm working the bottom leg in the opposite direction, so I'm going from the top right corner to the bottom left. So the bottom leg still lies in the same direction, but I've had to work it from the opposite corner first, because if I come up at the bottom left, I'm going to undo the top leg of the stitch before. And then you continue the row as normal. You have to constantly check the chart to make sure that all the stitches are going in the right place, because if you make a mistake and don't realise, it can be very hard to rectify, or you have to unpick all the work you've done afterwards if you're still on that same strand of colour, and then rework everything. The beauty of cross stitch is, unlike diamond painting, you don't have to be sat at the table to do it. You can get yourself comfortable in your favourite armchair or on the sofa, or I've even done it sat in bed. You can get yourself nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed, and just do the cross stitch, because you're holding up the area you're working on. And I just sit the chart on my lap. I also fold the chart over so I can see the area I'm working on, but it's small enough to manage and rest on my lap without flopping all over the place. I'm now going to speed the camera up until I've finished with this colour, and I'll show you how to fasten the thread off once you're finished with it. Right. I've now come to more or less the end of the workable yarn. So at this point, what you do is you turn to the back of your work, and from where you are, you just slide the needle under 3, 4, 5 of your already worked stitches, pull the needle off, and I always tuck my needle into the adia towards the corner of the fabric. Get your scissors and cut the excess thread off. That can now go in the bin. And there's the start of my cross stitch. I'm currently working on the inside of the dragon's wing. So I've done from the chart stitches here and the stitches here. I'll show you on the image. Take the image out the plastic cover. Hopefully get less glare. So I've worked. Well, it's not the inside of this wing. It's the glow coming from the crystal ball. I've worked up this bit here. The last thing you need to do before you pack away or move on to the next colour is just mark off which stitches you've done. It's best to use a light coloured felt tip or a highlighter. So that you can still see the symbols underneath, especially areas where you need to back stitch.
I've done those stitches up there, and there. I did those three, that one, and then did these ones up here.
So now I've marked that off, you can see that I've actually just worked a small area of the entire design. Like I said, I fold the chart over so I can see a workable area. Normally by the time I finished doing cross stitch, my charts have multiple folds in them. Some charts I've even had to sellotape the chart back together because it's been folded and unfolded so many times. I've ripped the chart. One last time. That's the area I've worked. There's a little bit of the dragon's belly and this light beam coming from the crystal. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're notified of whenever I post new videos. At the moment it's still a little bit random while I try and find a routine. Hit the like button, leave me a comment if there's anything you'd like to see me show you or test or try out in the world of crafts. Leave a comment below. I will have a look on Dimensions website and see if this kit is still available and how much it is. And remember, don't let life stress you out. Keep calm and diamond paint, or in this case, keep calm and cross stitch. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Bye.